Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the Writing. My name is Miyuki, and today we are going to talk about what are the steps that you can take to come closer to the life that you want. Before we start, I actually want to share a short story because last time when I was recording the last episode, it was super interesting because it was the first time that I did this and I was very nervous. And then there was this couple in front of me in the window. Behind you there are all beautiful windows, and they were just looking inside. I was like, oh no, what is happening here? And then they came in and we had this beautiful conversation, and it turned out that he is a podcast maker from Belgium and that he's on holidays. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. This is the first time that I'm doing this actually. And so then we said, yeah, why not make something together then, So tomorrow we will be making something together. And I'm so excited because this is what the whole topic is about today. Personally, I think more about like the artistic way of life, but it can also be something else. For me, it was my dream of pursuing music as a career and as a healing instrument. For others, it can be super different, so you can fill that gap in for yourself, of course. Yeah, so I want to dive immediately into the most important one, I would say, and that is physically go, or online, but mostly physically go to the places where you feel drawn to. So a lot of the time you will actually find people, or you will find a niche or anything. For me personally, the most incredible things happened when I wasn't expecting anything, when I just went to certain events, certain places with certain people, where I just felt like it was soothing for my heart. I didn't have a business thing around it. I didn't think music around it. I just felt like I want to go there, I want to try this, I want to do this, I want to be with them, Then something happened. And this is what I see more and more. I feel like this is how the universe talks to us. I will give you my story, a little bit of my story, and then you see how this is going in someone's life. I've been doing music for quite a long time now, but never thought really of doing it seriously. Was just very much in the back of my mind. And then when I moved to another country, because I moved to another country than where I'm from, I felt this urge to play again with other people, because I broke up with my old band, so I went solo. And then at one point I was just missing it. I was just like, I want to play with other people. And then I did this, and I got asked to play a gig with this group of people that I was in. And then people started to recognize me more and more and more. And then at one day, I got a message from a woman, and she said, hey, we are having this kirtan. Do you want to come? You can just try out. It's just a group of friends, and we just make music for fun, and it would be so nice to have you there. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then I loved it. I loved it so much. It was mostly only women. And then at one point, picture this, in the middle of like nowhere, nature, there was this tiny wooden cabin. There was nothing else on the land back then. It was only us friends. I always went every Thursday because my heart desired it so much, and also to have this separation from money music to no money music, like things that I do for work, and also that's also my heart desires, but also things that I do for free, which is really for me. Then at one point I didn't feel like going because I had the news that things were not going good with a very dear family member of mine, and I was just a bit crushed by it. And but I felt I want to go anyway. So I was there, and then there was this new woman, and I didn't pay attention because I was full on emotional about the things that happened in my own life. And then at one point, a friend of mine, one of the friends that were there, she said, hey Miyuki, do you want to play They Taught Me, your song? And I felt like, okay. So I played the whole song, and I could feel like something was happening in the room. Like I felt something was happening in the room. And then when I opened my eyes and I was done playing, I saw this woman in front of me that I didn't know. She was full on crying. And she came up to me and she said, do you have a moment? I was like, yeah, sure, I have a moment. She said, do you know these books? And she named a very specific type of books from the Netherlands that everybody knows. I will say it in Dutch, so for the Dutchies. Hoe overleef ik? And I said, of course I know these books. I grew up with them. And then she said, well, I am the writer. And this is in the middle of nowhere, this writer is one of the most famous writers of the Netherlands. And I had no clue. And she said then, your song touched me so deeply. Can it please be my theme song of the new book that I'm writing and that I will be releasing? And would you like to come to Amsterdam then to play it in front of a lot of people? And in that moment, of course, it was beyond excitement. But in that moment, something fell over me. I was just like, wow, it doesn't matter where I am. I'm here in the middle of nowhere near the country where I was born in. And I'm in this shed, in this wooden shed with my friends that I know. And this happens. And I just felt complete trust. I was like, wow, wherever I am, wherever you are, if you are on the right track, your prayers will be answered. And this is something, you know, we should talk more about, because it's all about overnight success. It's all about like, oh, and then this happened. And of course, this is one thing, but this was not overnight. I said a prayer a long time ago that I would love to pursue music as really my mission and the thing that I love most. So I want to do it the most of the time. And then this happens, and I was just like, wow, I can only have trust from this point on, because whatever is out there really proved that. And of course I said yes, and this was last September, and I played in front of 500 people, which was a lot for me back then. Everybody was singing my song, and I was, wow. The whole year I thought, this is going to be my peak. And then the moment I stood there and everybody was singing with me, there was this calmness in me, and I felt, no, it's just the beginning. It's really just the beginning. And I really want to share this story with others, because it's not about me. It could be someone else as well. And, when I look on internet or on YouTube or wherever, it's always about being consistent, work hard. And yes, we have to be consistent. Yes, we have to work hard. But there are miracles out there. I tell you, there are miracles for everybody out there. You are no exception. You are no exception. Be clear on what you want. And then show up to the things, to the places, to the people, to the events where you feel that your heart should be. Because you will be there and you will meet someone or something will happen. There are a lot of people that do want to help you. Another thing to come closer to the things that you want is to not make it too big in the beginning. When we make things too big, we tend to quit way earlier than when we take small steps. A lot of you probably have like a 9-to-5 job or do something that requires a lot of time, because that's how society is built nowadays. It's really not about making the shift and do this big other thing. I think a lot of things actually happen subtly and just in a slow process, which is beautiful, because looking back, you knew, hey, if I didn't take that step, then it wouldn't lead to this. If I didn't go to that thing, then I wouldn't go there, And a lot of people say, I don't have time, and I understand that, because I say this also sometimes. But then look where you can make time. Like, maybe I can just wake up a little bit earlier than other people around me. Maybe I can implement a little walk, because it doesn't start with doing immediately what you love. It starts with emptying yourself and then feeling what you want to do, really want to do. So it starts with having this walk, with meditating, with this practice of your mind kind of will be quiet, and then all the ideas will come. I promise you, this will happen. And take these little moments, and then once you enjoy it more and you feel like, hey, I have something here, share it with other people. I think that's very important, actually. Like, we have to share our art, we have to share our work, not only to be seen, but also to inspire other people. In the last video, I actually quoted Xiang Yi. I'm going to quote him again today. You have to shine your light, because this will inspire others to do the same. So there's nothing selfish about pursuing what you love. Don't see yourself as a selfish person. See yourself as someone who shares their gift. I mean, you are gifted. Everybody is gifted, and you are gifted. And the sooner you step into that truth, the sooner other people will do as well. If you do what you love, this is automatically so inspiring for others to do the same, because you open a path for the people around you, and this is how we slowly change the world, I would say. So maybe this video is not so much so practical, but I just want to give you some insights of how things went for me and what I think is super important. So it's mainly making yourself empty, getting the information that you want, that you need, and then you slowly in the time, you plan your time where you can implement it. And then at one point, almost always, there is an automatic money-energy exchange, because money in the end is also energy, you know. We made it like this whole thing, but in the end, it's just a currency, but your work is also a currency. So don't forget that. At one point, it finds the same height or anything, and we'll exchange. So this is more like the spiritual side of it. If I look at my own growing, yes, I am trying to be very consistent with my music and also with social media, these things, although it took me a long time to get over myself with this. But it's also the mindset. It's very much the mindset, and knowing that you will attract where you go to. You will attract with the people that you surround with. It's so important to have inspiring people around you that say to you like, hey, that's an amazing idea, you know, I would definitely support you with that. And I think it's amazing that you do that. You know, we need these people around us. You are here to shine, you are here to grow, you have your gift and you have to share it. You really have to share it. I'm sure some beautiful things will happen. So that was it for today. I want to thank you again so much for listening and watching. I wish you a beautiful day. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you the next time. Bye. And every time that I ask the question about the sun and the moon, my soul and the stars in